What it do, Moody? What's good?
The usual, absolutely nothing. Just a week of wrestling to get to.
Yeah. What you got for Percy's?
Show. This would be like, I guess, back from streaming or whatever I would call this. Just the random, vortexes I'd be going down. But I found this band, The Beaches, just a all white girl group. I don't even know where they're from, but I was like, they're clearly I just picture them in the playlist of like whatever the modern Sex in the City white girl is doing. They're definitely in that playlist, But this song, Blame Brett, and I'm obviously, this is outside of my culture. So this album, No Hard Feelings, I played through, I think it's only like 11 songs, but I went to sleep to it last night, and that shit, it's a bop. Like the entire thing, and it came out like 2 years ago. But when you came over, last night I told you I heard listen to like half of it, and I was like, this shit is pretty much heat. And it was just surprising to me that like they got like 70,000 subscribers. That's their biggest song. Only got like a few million views. But I was like,
coming on some early.
I guess so, like relatively. But like I said, they reminded me kind of like how turned I was about like Sophie Hunter. Like I feel the same way. But yeah, 70,000. I was like, wow, that's a surprise. Like,
right.
They're way too good for that. Like they need to. I'm sure they're on tour. They got managers and shit. But that's my Percy. Check out The Beaches. Free promo for them.
Heard one song from them yesterday. You guys said Blame Brett. Watched their video. Dope video. Simple, but like off the white background, but like they have dope outfits. So kind of like worked well as far as just like the visuals. And the song was dope too. Like I said, I was immediately bobbing my head to it. Kind of sounds like definitely like somewhere like a California kind of vibe a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, that could be like also sense, suburban toxic girl. That's just what I think of. Like, it can be, Cali for sure. But I was like, this could be a girl in Indiana. Honestly.
Sure. Yeah.
Because she's just talking about, hey, I'm in that mode right now. I'm toxic right now.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
Like
blame my ex.
Aspect of it too.
Yeah. Like a pop punk rock, feel to it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the album. So, No Hard Feelings by The Beaches. Well, I'm clearly, after listening to the album, I think they have like 3 projects, but after seeing them, and I'm like, oh, is this just their euphemism for like, we're the bitches? They just say The Beaches, probably. But anyway, that's my Percy. That's all I got.
All right. Yeah, I didn't really have much planned, but like I said, they have another movie this week. Went to go see the new Marlon Wayans movie, Him. Produced by Jordan Peele. Halfway decent. It's not something I would ask anybody to go out and run to see. I gave it a 2.5 on Letterboxd, which is like no rush watch.
Yeah,
because I did like the performance of Marlon Wayans and even the other guy that he's working against, Tariq Withers. He was actually good as well. Julia Fox was dope. There's some good acting in it. The first half was a little stronger than the second half, but it pretty much, like I told you yesterday or earlier, it's like Marlon Wayans is just like this all-time great quarterback, and then Tariq Withers is like this kid that's coming into the league, and he basically stays for him for about a week and gets like his training, but he doesn't realize there's something a little bit more sinister going on. And there's a whole kind of metaphor, or as much of a metaphor because it's pretty kind of spot on.
Yeah.
Where it's like how much is like a football in America has really just penetrated our lives and our culture. Society. That like we just kind of just like, oh yeah, like that's the man thing to do, or that's like there's so much more things that we just like we're just so fanatics of this sport that it's just sometimes we just don't even think of like the human repercussions that come from like this fanaticism that we have as a culture around football. Not even just like professional, but just like culture of football and like what it means to play football. Yeah, it's like some of it's like, I already know that because it's funny because like as soon as I watch all of that, I immediately pop up with my phone. I'm like, what's my fantasy score looking like for the Bills and Dolphins game that's going on a Thursday night? I'm like, so just shows how much it's like, decent movie. I like the acting for me. I think Marlon did a really great job, especially in a role where it's like, coming up for us, Marlon has just always been like a goofy weigh-in. Yeah. But Marlon can act.
Yeah, hey, Requiem for a Dream. Like I said, I ran that back like last year or like, maybe earlier this year.
And he was great in Air too for like the little bit of a role that he had. He had a small role in Air, like the biopic about the Air Jordan deal. Yeah. So no rush watch. There's some cool visuals. It's a better like visually directed movie than it is narratively.
Okay.
But not too bad. I'm excited for next week though. This coming week I got one battle after another. The Leonardo DiCaprio, Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yeah,
that's been getting rave reviews. I'm really excited about watching that.
I'm really excited about Infinity Train, or not Infinity Castle.
Yeah,
Demon Slayer. We probably will see that tonight after talking to Trina. But
that's it for my Percy's. But we got 2 pop-up shows to talk about in Wrestlepalooza and AEW All Out. But let's get into the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Hey, what's next?
Right, bro, Moody coming off the top rope. Yeah,
a weekly scroll. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna drive here on the
What up, everybody? Episode 63 of the Wrestling Re-Up Podcast. Samson and Moody here back again. We got a bunch of go-home shows to talk about. Raw and SmackDown and AEW, September to Remember. That sounds like a Toyota-thon thing.
Yeah, right. And it just immediately reminded me of when WWE did December to Dismember with ECW.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, boy, we're really stretching here. We're getting it out there. But
that was actually, I think, an original ECW pay-per-view back in the day.
So yeah, probably was.
You can't put that on. You got to put that on Paul Heyman, not WWE at first.
Either way, number 63 episode. This is our Gene Upshaw.
Yeah, shout out to him. First NFL
Riley McKenzie. Yep.
Especially African American too. So shout out to both.
Yeah. Riley McKenzie won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Playing left guard. So there you go.
Let's get into this wrestling talk because we got 2 pop-up shows. 2 points are on the line. AEW All Out first coming up at 3:00, and then we got Wrestlepalooza later. As they love to mention, especially on SmackDown this week on ESPN, the first pop-up show from WWE on ESPN. So let's get into to the week. Do we have any current events from Monday? Or we can walk. Nope, we can walk straight into the flagship show of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Raw?
Solid. I mean, a lot of comments in here. I put all so it held my attention, if anything. So that's always a good sign. And like you said, I mean, we're gonna get to the Reggie on SmackDown, but definitely not as heavy-handed as that. But the best thing I had up here, the only primo I had was the Seth and Becky winning the couples feud promo. Just I've been enjoying AJ Lee back and stuff like that. So I mean, then they also gets the last laugh on SmackDown later on too. But for where we were on Raw, I really enjoyed this. Do you just have I mean, we're gonna get to our predictions, obviously, but the way that she's AJ is like selling like already, I was like, man, she looks like $1 million. Like she's not even.
Yeah, man. I mean,
no ring rust or anything.
I mean, I feel like she's probably used. I mean, I feel like obviously she's been practicing.
I guess
but like I also think she's just it's like riding a bike for someone like her that's always been a fan of wrestling and that's been. It's like she left for I don't know the exact reason she left, but I'm sure it's for actual like real like ethical and business personal reasons. And then she wanted to do other things as well. Like again, she's an author and everything like that. So,
I guess, and
but I feel like she can come back and just be because she was good before. She can come back and still be good.
Yeah,
and her husband's a wrestler.
I believe that too. I guess in my shallow way of saying, I'm like, I guess what's her 2K rating? Like you think because it's like.
If I didn't have to give her the Legends tag, I would say
no Legends tag. Like she just came back. She's like just been gone.
I'd say just coming back. I would say 86.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe 87.
Yeah. I just thought because with her being laid out, I'm like, usually that's like kind of the rule. You go into pay-per-views. It's like, all right, who's standing tall? But without going too much into that was the best thing. I've just been enjoying their build really.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. I like how like Seth and Becky were kind of like bickering. He was like, "Wait, you want me to do something?" No, I'm not doing that. Becky just like walked out the ring. That was fun. So like I said, I think it's gonna be fun to watch. These are fun couples, like just fun characters individually, and knowing that they're actual real life couples.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Obviously, I think it's pretty easy to predict who's gonna win this match, but fun nonetheless. It's gonna be a fun, entertaining match.
That's what I was thinking, because that's why I bring it up, because I was like, I feel like it should be obvious, but then again, I'm like, what's her 2K rating? Like, how rusty is she?
Yeah, but that was without the Legends tag. The Legends tag is gonna give her
and she's a 90 off top, but and then there was a lot of that we agreed on. In the main event, I had the Vision going over Jimmy and LA Knight.
Yeah. I like mostly of it for the end of LA Knight getting his lick back on Jay for spearing him.
Yeah,
the week prior, they ended up shaking hands and being like looking like they were cool, and then MJF turned him around, hit him with that BFD.
Yeah, and that's what was really, like you said, that really is the highlight. I did semicolon that. But I was like, yeah, this is what it's really about, because first of all, like, it's not that I didn't like it from Jay. I thought, like, in the moment, like, it just didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I mean, obviously I understand that people are getting in your ear, but I'm like, I don't see how this benefits you to just spear LA Knight last week.
He's in his way. Jay wants his title back.
I mean, sure, but like, he ain't do nothing.
He's blinded by gold. It's exactly what the same thing that was happening to Roman.
Okay.
It's a sprinkling, man. Jay's turning heel.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I get that he's turning heel, but I guess like in the moment, it just still didn't make sense, really.
He's sprinkling, man. Yeah, I think it's long term. That's how I take it. But yeah, for me, it's the LA Knight Jey Uso aspect of it at the end that really put it over. Because again, we were talking about it off the pod. Some people have a little bit of an issue with how Raw's been ending, where it's just the Vision pretty much to get a beat down to end the show, and
repetitive.
Yeah, kind of repetitive, redundant, kind of Raw endings on a weekly basis. Like, I think for the most part, I think there is some truth to that, because I do think a good portion of Raw is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But the main event, I feel like I have been kind of tuning out, and maybe that's just because they are up against Monday Night Football, so maybe it is kind of like competing attentions, especially if the game is close. But I would say it's also just like, oh, I already kind of know how this is going to end. Yeah. I really don't have to pay too much attention to how this show ends. So
that is a lot of my thought going into it, because like you said, I did mention on pod that I feel like they've kind of hit not as high of a high as like the Judgment Day, because I mean the Judgment Day also had like a lot more people to like carry the show, but I feel like they're at the point where they're like, whole storylines are like going across Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they're in their season right now. They're getting the push. This is what it looks like. So, I mean, we like both of these people. We asked for it. So, you know what I'm saying?
And I'd had the same issue with Judgment Day. I'm just like, man, it's so repetitive. It's so redundant. I'm just getting tired of it. But I mean,
but it's a lot quicker to be tired of it than Judgment Day. I mean, Judgment Day was around for like at least a year,
3 years. Wait, he's on Judgment Day?
No, I'm saying, but before we started getting tired.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a year before you started getting tired.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're at like 3+ years going now, but at least they've like refreshed the group, and it makes sense. They're kind of like, Bullet Club, out in Japan, where it's like people can come and go, but or get kicked out. Really, that's how it always ends.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that. But
other mids that we had, Lyra over Roxanne. But again, I kind of like the aftermath of it, where it was Bayley just coming out and hugging everyone.
Yeah.
After saving Lyra from getting beat down by Roxanne and Raquel.
Yeah.
And then also afterwards, when in the backstage, when Lyra went to go try to talk to Bayley, Bayley was basically talking to herself. So kind of a little Two-Face.
So it seems
situation
or a split, situation.
Split personality for sure.
What's homie's name that played it?
I forget his name. He played Professor X.
Yeah.
And
damn, we're blanking. This is bad. That should be a layup. It's fine. Whatever. We know who we're talking about. Yeah, but she low key. I was like, I wonder if this is a split situation where it's multiple though, or it could just be two.
I think it's just probably
because she said guys. Like she was like, guys, we gotta like calm down or something.
Maybe there is.
I'm thinking it's I think it's a number of them.
Yeah.
However many, I don't know, but that's what it seemed like. She was personifying multiple, not just a one-on-one discussion.
That's a fun story to be telling with Bailey. So I'm excited for that.
And that really is like maybe I'm wondering if this is like it could be a 90s like bad riff on that, like split, like bipolarness or like
Mm-hmm.
split personality thing. But I'm like, I get what you're trying to go for, but I was also like, I guess that makes sense in sort of the build. Like that was a personality who was the hugger.
Yeah.
Right. The original Bailey was the one like driving the car at that point in time. Okay, it just made sense in my head just
I would
now.
say
Actually,
you would compare it to like Willem Dafoe and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
as the Green Goblin. Where, because I guess again, I just watched No Way Home recently, and the way he played that was like the Green Goblin was the evil personality that was always trying to come out, and his regular self was trying to suppress that.
Yeah,
and just be like regular Norman Osborn. And so that's kind of where I feel like where Bailey's probably playing it.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what happens, and hopefully it leads Bailey to a title.
Yeah, it seems like my point is that I like this segment of it. I just hope it doesn't end up being cheesy. Like I think this is a good start for it.
Yeah,
I think this could very easily be derailed.
I think Bailey could play psychotic very well.
Sure. Okay. I mean, like I said, I like the segment. Yeah. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Other one that we agree upon is Steph over Kyrie, Stephanie Becker over Kyrie, and then Io saving Steph from an Asuka beating. And then
Asuka's about to kill her.
A whole other conversation backstage between Asuka and Io about having Asuka stay away from the match in the match next week tonight at Wrestlepalooza. She wants to do this fair and without any help. So definitely getting that Asuka Io build boiling up right now. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I like it. I got my thoughts go exactly the same way. And yeah, Asuka's the GOAT. So I was like, hey, whenever she about to get in the ring, I'm like, hey, you strapped up. Like, granted, Stephanie is like, we would say that she's one of or I would say, I'm not going to speak for you, but like a lot of people say one of the best technical women wrestlers right now in the world, for sure. That's why everybody was like, where the hell has Stephanie been? And apparently, I guess that was current event that happened. Yeah. She did her interview with Chris Van Vliet. She's like, I'm not injured. I've just been taking English lessons. Yeah. So that's where she's been at. Ain't nothing wrong with her. But yeah, hey, Asuka's gonna rip your arm off. That's just the way I go every time. But
what about Asuka versus Io? You were saying about Stephanie.
I'm talking about Stephanie.
Yes, what about Asuka and Io?
Hey, we got to get to that. Yeah, we got to get to that.
That's the feud that's about to happen.
Hey, we don't know that.
They're literally feuding.
Hey, we don't know that. This is why we got to hold off. We got to hold off until the predictions. So, and tell me what you thought about this Cena promo.
It's Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing bad or nothing good to me. It's just Cena. Again, I think it's more so like the fact that we don't have an understanding of why Brock is doing this. They haven't had like a face-to-face conversation about it. I'm like, it just seems like we're getting this match just for the fact that it's John Cena's last run, and you got to have one last match versus Brock Lesnar. And so, if that's the case, like fine. I just would like a little bit of context as to why this is happening, as far as like storyline being played out, and nothing's really happened.
I don't think there is a storyline. I think we're already beyond the fourth wall of Cena's leaving. Yeah, I think that's just as simple as it is.
That's why I said it's a John Cena promo.
Yeah.
I was like, it's typical John Cena. Nothing good or nothing bad. It's just, it's like, then I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. And then I had, a bunch of shakedown here. Penta getting his lick back, so to speak, sort of, at least in the win column, getting his lick back. Against Kofi Kingston, of course, they're always going to have the multiple. Grayson Waller still trying to show his value.
Yeah.
He was able to get the win for him last time. Thank you to the 3 people watching us out there, too. We building this thing up. But Grayson Waller trying to... I guess it is working for me now. However, quick, I don't know. This has been, like a month, I guess, since he first approached them. I don't buy him as a member, right, of the New Day, but as far as like him being a tag along, like
Yeah, I think
allies for now.
I think he's a tag-along right now until he actually gets them. He's probably going to do something to help them get their titles back, which is going to make them feel like a New Day member.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because he's definitely contributed in the win column, so to speak.
Yeah,
like already. I mean, not this time.
That's just a couple wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got to get
momentum.
We got to get our titles back. That's what the whole goal is.
I mean, I will say Grayson Waller is doing a great job as far as caring, as far in character, as far as wanting to be in part of the New Day.
He's a good personality. He does well.
But the New Day, they still get the last laugh and beat down Penta backstage.
Springboard,
Mexican Destroyer to finish it.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, I also put this. I was trying to think of this as champion of the week somehow, just for it to be a funny line, but you chuckled immediately at this exact same segment when Rusev just comes to the Judgment Day house, to approach Dom. And it's simple as this. Rusev's allowed me to introduce myself, and he sticks his hand out, and then Dominic's like, my hands are full. He has the AAA Mega Championship that he's clinging to. And Rusev's just like, I'm the next Intercontinental Champion, so he's got his hands full, but he always got the New Day, Judgment Day, and now El Grande backing him up. Shit. So
yeah, but you never know. Maybe there might be some help on, incidental help. Rusev don't really ask for help, but the Kingo might come through.
Yeah.
You never know. Whoever else is trying to take out the Judgment Day or El Grande might come out. Mm-hmm. So you never know what might happen for Rusev. It seems like that might be a logical next step for him.
Yeah, IC champ.
To win the IC championship. Mm-hmm. Dom doesn't really need to hold 2 belts.
No, because he is also, especially if he's leading into carrying actual North American Lucha Libre, or at least American Lucha Libre, you gotta say. But as the AAA Mega Champion and everything on Raw, yeah, that's a big look, obviously. So hate to say, I know I get tired of the LWO / Lord have mercy, Legado del Fantasma rivalry, and I was we just talk about the Mexican Vortex, Lucha Vortex, it's almost like its own pocket universe.
Yeah.
So I'm with Dom being there, I'm could you actually run he is literally a world champion. He's world champion of AAA now. So just run basically another parallel world championship, contendership, you know what I'm saying, on Raw and SmackDown between all the Lucha, guys coming up, because we've already got AAA guys featured, with I forget the tag team, but Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown and coming to SmackDown and stuff. But I don't know. I guess that's a lot of projection outwards, but that does lead me into my last shake. I put this in the translator. Unión de Tres Americanos, which is the alliance of the 3 Americans, beating down Dragon League. And it's all right, so are we just gonna? I was this is just their faction name. This is just what I'm calling them. I'm just stay together until you're all unmasked on Triple Mania or something, or WrestleMania. We're gonna have to do this. Just go ahead and lean into it. All of you just speak terrible Spanish in your British accent, German accent, and I'll forget whenever Chad Gables come back too, an American. Yeah. So
that should be. They're definitely gonna have a 3-way match at some point.
Yeah. Well, that's where we've been saying already. But I was as long as they're faces or not faces or alliance with each other, just make them a heel faction until they implode. Or are all unmasked. They're all unmasked as a faction, or there's a 3-way for the rights to who's El Grande, and I think that would be a face match for sure.
I think so. I think that's
whoever wins that comes out face.
To happen.
Yeah, the 3-way for the identity.
Yeah.
All
right. Anything else from Raw?
No, that's it. But yeah,
we can head right next door to the bodega, NXT. Homecoming.
Everybody came back.
Yeah, pretty good card. I really enjoyed this. Mello, Chicken Mello, Primo. I think we both had this as Primo. Over DIY.
Yeah.
Typically, I'm not a fan of what you call it?
Trick Mellow Gang?
No, not Trick Mellow Gang. Of shenanigan finishes.
Oh, yeah.
Because this did end with Miz kind of coming in and doing a
skull crushing finale,
finale, and then I think Johnny Gargano's the one who took the pin inside the ring. But I thought it worked out all around, especially if this kind of leads into Mello Trick kind of getting called up and having Mello decide if he wants to reunite with Trick on the main roster as a tag team or stick with Miz.
Yeah.
And so, I think in that case, if Trick and Mello do reunite, that's where you get Ethan Page called up and get Miz and Ethan Page. Because, again, Miz was hanging out with Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
You get Miz and Ethan Page as the tag team with Chelsea Green versus Trick and Mello Gang.
Yeah.
Maybe you call Kalani.
That's huge.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. That's a huge faction that I'd like to see, though. You did mention that off pod before, too. Just the look of that. For the mids, both agreeing on. Oh, I love Tyler Breeze, the setup for this last week. Just getting like his snapshot in on Ethan Page.
Yeah.
And obviously taking the loss here with a twisted grin. But
still a good match.
Yeah, still a good match and still hits the snapshot perfectly. You know, just his jumping heel kick. Well, like one of the most simplest finishers that really got over, in NXT that we all just believed for whatever reason from Prince Pretty. But I really enjoyed this match, and I guess just the theme of the night really carried me through a lot of this, where it's just like I just enjoyed all of these like kind of fantasy universe like mix-ups, between main roster and like NXT basically. So
they did this was a pretty dope homecoming as far as like everybody that came through and like their roles. Some of it was better than others. I didn't really care for the Damian Priest telling Tavion Heights that he had a match next week. I'm like, why are you the one telling him this?
Yeah, he's from the streets, probably. Watch, Tavion Heights gonna be from the streets. That's why.
Yeah, there was pretty much good all around like inclusion by the main roster into homecoming. You had Lyra, Stephanie Vaquer, and Rhea over Fatal Influence as a mid. I was actually surprised that Lyra was in this match because I didn't know why she was in this match. I'm like, this is supposed to be Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
But as you kind of immediately kind of called out when this happened, when she did a moonsault out of the ring onto Jade, but missed.
Yeah, she hit her back really
SmackDown,
hard.
She kind of tumbled all the way back and bumped her head. And apparently she had a legit concussion. So she was not cleared for this match and was taken out and replaced by Lyra. I originally saw that the triple threat match that's supposed to happen next week was supposed to happen tonight at Wrestlepalooza between Jade, Naomi, and Tiffany, but that got pushed to next week. So it seems that they're just giving her at least another week to, clear concussion protocol and not have her rush into a match. But
yeah, Jade, Nia.
That's Tiffany, why I was like, at the moment, I was like, why is that? I thought Tiffany was supposed to be in this match, and I totally didn't even think that was like, not saying it wasn't. Yeah. I saw it in the moment. But yeah, to see that she actually got pulled from the match, I was like, I didn't know at that moment that was like a legit injury.
Seeing that whiplash like that immediately, that's where I was like, oh no, that's a concussion. Because I remember you also said you were like, oh, she's a gymnast, she's tough, and I was like, yeah, I believe that. And it just so happened that the next spot was like, running through a barricade, and then that was the end of the match anyway. So it's like, okay, yeah, she's tough enough to finish that spot, like or at least had enough wherewithal, or hopefully she did, but. Yeah, so I enjoyed the match though. I mean, we definitely knew when we saw the lineup, like there was no chance that lineup of women was going to lose.
It was a pretty quick match too. There was like 10 minutes left in the show almost when the match started. Good again for what it's supposed to be for, as far as homecoming and just seeing like the old timers kind of come back for one night. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
I did have some shake on here though. A TNA invasion coming soon? ?
Okay.
Because during the show, there was a bunch of TNA superstars or wrestlers that were making tweets talking about how they felt disrespected by how there's no like TNA representation on homecoming. Mustafa Ali was making comments. They were all attacking Shawn Michaels. Like it seemed like a coordinated thing. You know, Mike Santana was saying stuff. It was a lot of people. Cassie Lee, Dana Brooke, or Ash by Elegance.
Survivor Series War Games. It's coming up. It's that time of year.
Yeah, but that's not, they called War Games for Survivor Series. Are they gonna have that match on Survivor Series, or are they gonna do that on maybe they could do it on NXT? I'm not sure how they do that match if they're doing that at a Survivor Series, giving that to the main roster, but we'll see what happens. But question mark, I have it in shake just to see what kind of comes out of that and see if there is like an invasion of some sort where they try to put some respect back on their name as far as kayfabe goes.
I didn't think about that, but as you putting it here in shake, that's immediately where my mind went. Just because I'm like, oh, it's that time of year. So
yeah, it was happening during the show, and they were all calling out Shawn Michaels, talking about
that makes sense.
They're all saying a lot of the same thing, so it felt like it was just like, here's a template, and you guys just kind of word it to how you guys might want to, how your character might fit and how they might say it, but all pretty much saying the same thing, how they just felt disrespected by NXT and Shawn Michaels, and them feeling like they're taking over and stuff like that.
I wonder how that looks. What does that look like? I mean, probably a lot of the guys that we've seen already. Definitely Mike Santana and Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
are there?
I think Joe Hendry's on the NXT.
If he's not already, like I said, I mean, I called that immediately when we saw him. I was like, oh, he's the number one draft that they're taking from.
They said they have him like on the opening show promos.
Yeah. Okay. So he might be officially now, or he definitely did. I was like, I knew that transition was going to happen, like for sure. He's way too over in NXT or in TNA. Like he's the perfect kind of NXT guy, and calling the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Because
it's just like hearing that spot, I knew that was going to go. But the other shake you got, you want to take me through this?
Yeah. This is kind of 2-in-1. Obafemi and Ricky Saints were on the Grayson Waller effect. Obviously, Grayson Waller doing his Grayson Waller thing where he's just kind of antagonizing and the whole instigating the entire situation. There was some good back and forth between Ricky Saints and Obafemi. Obafemi was talking about how Ricky Saints has been underwhelming, and he's just waiting to get called up to be to the main roster to be Cody Rhodes, like yes man, or a kind of like bag man or whatever he said it was.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Saints was saying that Obafemi was just pampered and just kind of spoiled and just being this kind of NXT recruit, and they just kind of pampered you to make you think that you're better than you think you are. So nice couple back and forth between both of them. They got in each other's face. Trick came out talking about how, he still wants the title and stuff like that, wants to be 2-belt Trick and all this good stuff. A match was made between Trick and Obafemi next week. Winner takes all. On NXT Tuesday show, and then next week is also No Mercy. Ricky Saints gets to face the winner of that person, whoever wins the winner take all. So good segment and all. I'm curious to see how this ends on Tuesday. If it does end with a decision, or if it's just like a double count out.
Yeah.
And they both retain, and then it's gonna be like a triple threat for like winner take all.
Yeah.
But if it is just like a decision, I feel like I gotta go with Obafemi.
Yeah, duh.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Trick won, especially off some like, cheating shit. And then you get 2-belt Trick. But I would obviously, I'm keeping my money on Obafemi to be double champ.
Yeah, I would honestly have Ricky Saints as the underdog in the second position there, even over Trick.
You would put Ricky Saints as being second?
Yeah.
If there was a triple threat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm talking about just the Obafemi Trick Williams.
No, Oba's winning.
Okay.
Yeah. If it finishes.
Yeah. I get you. Anything else you want to talk about from
I'm
Bodega?
Good. I'm Gucci.
Let's move it over to Dynamite, September to Remember, coffee shop. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I'll let you lead.
Did not realize that this was a themed show.
Yeah.
Until you turn it on, and it's like, oh, this is what? Okay,
like
sure.
It sounded like a Toyota commercial.
Yeah.
Toyota-thon.
If anything, that's the Reggie of this. It's like, oh, okay, y'all just doing shit just because it was NXT Homecoming. That's what I feel like happened. Like, this is their half-ass version of, like, allegedly counter-programming, even though it's not, because it's not on the same day. Yeah. They're trying to make it feel important because they just had Homecoming, and it's like, oh, watch this one. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, the name did seem a little random. I don't know why.
September to Remember?
Okay.
Okay, sure. But regardless, that doesn't change what my eyes see. And there was
probably the best show of the week.
Yeah, once again, yeah. Well, granted, it was SmackDown the last like 3 weeks. So they had a really great run. But anyway, yeah, in the ring, Mascara Dorada and Beast Mortos.
Yeah,
just peak Lucha.
Yeah.
Peak absolute the bass god. My favorite bass in wrestling, Beast Mortos. And also probably Pause Mercedes' favorite bass too.
Yeah.
You know. But Mascara Dorada gets the W with this. Like, I mean, I remember during we were watching the highlights here, like, man, so much of this shit is just unnecessary. Yeah. Like when he was like standing on the post to leapfrog into the.
Yeah, he stood on the post, jumped to the turnbuckle, and then just did like a spinning kind of I don't know what you call it, but I'm
crossbody.
I was like, but the jump, the little bunny hop from the post to the turnbuckle was so unnecessary. I don't understand why you had to do that.
And then I was like, well, I'm pretty sure just all of Lucha is unnecessary, like acrobatics, but hey, flying all over the place. It was amazing though.
And this was a unified championship eliminator match. So he is now in contention to face Okada. And then I think it's a triple threat. I believe that's a triple threat tonight. Is Okada, Takeshita, and Mascara Dorado for the unified championship.
So. Oh yeah. But yeah, that was primo. And then the other primo I had up here was the Young Bucks getting the W over Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
And once again, like we have been paying attention to this storyline, or they've been nurturing this storyline like ever since they've lost, becoming EVPs, being broke, and kind of, I guess, being in their happy Corbin, or this is their first week, you know, on the up and up after winning the $500,000 in the multi-tag match last week. And just there's a segment of them talking to that same like PA, like talking about how, hey, we want all the pyro, and they got all the pyro too. So
they gave Renee like a stack.
But yeah, like $1,000 tip for no reason, like just because
they were bribing people during the match. Like it was fun. I said I'll say I have this as a primo because the match was great as well, and the Young Bucks have been killing it. But I have this also in mid for Moxley over Roddy Strong, but kind of for the same reason for both. But I enjoyed the match of the Young Bucks a little bit more. That's why I have a primo. But they both have been killing it since All In, as far as their characters. Like the Young Bucks have probably been my favorite tag team since then. Since that period, across both AEW and TNA and WWE, they've been really entertaining on this kind of like downspin, kind of broke Corbin adjacent. And their matches have been awesome as well. So I've really enjoyed them. That's why they're in primo. But Moxley, to the same extent, ever since he's lost the title, has been having great matches with everyone, and he's usually like starting the show. He's having great matches with both Top Flight, not Top Flight, Jet Speed. Had a great match with Roddy Strong. I forget who he had a match with last week, but again, just killing it every week, having great matches. So shout out to both of them. Jon Moxley and Roddy Strong was a great match, you know, especially with Daniel Garcia, you know, causing a little interference to help Jon Moxley get the win.
Yeah, once again.
But yeah, primo for Young Bucks, mid rising for Moxley, but for both reasons, they've been both really like carrying AEW for me, in my opinion. Along with Hangman, as far as just like the strongest points of what's been happening after All Out.
Yeah, and there's also, you might as well segue slightly into like what you learned this week, because you did.
I'll actually bring that up instead of later. But during that Roddy match, I did not know until scrolling through wrestling Reddit that Marina Shafir and Roddy Strong were married.
Yeah,
and you could see that when they had their face to face, that she was blushing. She could not keep it together. She was smiling as hard as hell.
Immediately broke and immediately smirked. Yeah. And I was like, I'm pretty sure they've been together since like NXT, or they met in like NXT.
Okay. Yeah. I had no idea until I was scrolling through Reddit and saw that pop up on my feed.
Undisputed Era timeline.
Shout out to them.
And just watching her husband so proudly get choked out by her boss. I was watching her husband pass out. Or, you know, tap out. But
business is business.
Yeah, I guess so. I was like, that's an awkward ass conversation. How do you have that conversation?
Yeah.
Because even in kayfabe, it's like, yo, bitch, how do you explain this? Like, but yeah, if it's as simple as business, that's fine. one of my mids that I had, I really enjoyed the. I feel like this is like the bookend, the chapter end for Tekla and Queen Aminata, and Tekla in this hardcore match getting the curb stomp on a steel chair for the W. But they was laying into each other, and I think it's funny because how much like I guess you could shoot yourself into a work or work yourself into a shoot, whatever the phrase is.
Yeah.
Like, because originally I'm pretty sure Tekla's first match, it was either her first match or second match when she came over from into AEW was Queen Aminata. And immediately they were like, this was stiff. Like that was everybody noticed was like that was a kind of a rough match to watch.
Yeah, and there was that moment where like Aminata lost and she just kind of rolled out.
And no
lost, and people were like reading too much into it. I don't know. I think again, it's just. I think it's kayfabe. Like they just don't like each other, but I don't think there's any animosity. At least I don't know the locker room like that, but I don't read too much. I just think they're just working.
Yeah,
how they would work.
I think it's a low key underrated like Swerve and Hangman situation we're looking at with those two. Like just because like Queen Aminata, I mean this has been the biggest look she's gotten. Has been actually this main roster rivalry. This like low key probably is the first thing because she's been on Ring of Honor killing it, but. I like to see her bounce back, but I get that Tekla's getting pushed right now. You know, head of like Triangle of Madness.
I mean, if it was like a Swerve Hangman, that would be a dope parallel to have for a women's. I could see both of them eventually working themselves up to being that point to have eventually maybe being AEW Women's Champion,
or at least definitely TBS champion for sure.
Yeah, one of those titles, but at least just having that kind of long term, like this animosity, like, you know, a saga. That's always going to be carried over.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They're always going to have some type of. They're always going to be kind of connected in like the AEW kind of universal lore.
Yeah. However long they're working together, we're always going to know and be like, oh yeah, this going to be like there might be some blood here.
We're like, there's always Queen Aminata.
Like, exactly. Yeah, but I like that thought.
Yeah, we both agreed on that mid rising. Yeah,
really I like the thought of them. Exactly like you said, agreeing with me. Continuing it however long they're come to blows or whenever they cross paths in the future. But this definitely feels like the end right
now. Yeah. I had Lashley over Toa Leona. First time I've ever seen this dude, but I like the visual of seeing Bobby Lashley in a match with someone as big.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's a big ass dude, but this dude was pretty big. Like he was like tall and like Samoan big.
and heavy.
So like, he almost kind of made Bobby just look normal.
Yeah.
In a sense.
He's definitely I would say he probably outweighed him because Bobby is 6'3", 275.
Yeah.
But jacked as hell. And that dude is probably what, 6'4", 6'5", maybe like 300.
Probably
like lower
285 maybe.
Yeah, maybe 280. Somewhere. He's heavier than him, probably. Yeah. But either way, it was a dope match. And like you said, the concept of like, because obviously Bobby is always bigger than the guy across from him. So like seeing him struggle with the hurt lock, I really enjoyed that. Them putting that over on commentary. And like the one thing I almost like wanted to slap, fucking Bryan Danielson, because he just was like, I mean, all of the uses of it are correct, but like saying, oh, it's the full Nelson, he has that full Nelson, he's not getting the grip on, and I'm like, damn it, it's the hurt lock. It's Lashley. It's the hurt lock when he does it. But anyway,
Daniel Bryan he doesn't know what the character name of the move is.
He's like, I'm the American. He's like, I'm a technician. That's all I got. He's gonna refer to the classic name of it. But yeah, I enjoyed this, and the fact that also we were smart enough to be like, why would you? I don't know why Shelton was like, oh, I want to do this. He agreed to do it one-on-one. Them niggas gonna cheat last week. So having everybody down there and seeing MVP get involved too, he got like slightly physical. Then he hit somebody with his cane, right? One of the guys on the outside.
I believe so.
Yeah. All right. He got somebody a DDT or something. It was something.
Yeah, one of the Gates of Agony dudes.
Yeah. He was fucking him up.
They got a
because he got champ. He got a
champ. 6-way match going on this at Wrestlepalooza All Out.
So MVP's getting physical this time?
Yeah, he's
in the match. All right, nice.
That's what I'm saying.
I like him.
Maybe might be trios champion. Maybe
at
some point.
I fuck with that. I mean, I am.
Hurt Syndicate don't need to be defending the titles all the time.
Yeah, for sure. for sure. And that's definitely, I hate to say it, but truly one of those. Unless you care about it, like, because even when the Death Riders had it, I mean, you cared about it because it was the Death Riders, but even that was like to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
Because it was more so about Moxley. So, but I think that's a good look for him.
The Hurt Syndicate versus the Ops. That just sounds like a good.
Oh yeah, that sounds fire.
Poster name for a match.
Yeah. Another. I guess, man, there was a lot of stuff on it. We disagreed on things, but it was all mid. We all enjoyed this. The Fletcher and Hangman promo and like conclusion at the end. I mean, you said you've been enjoying Hangman for sure since he's been champion, and having their face off or face to face with Honor originally, until it comes down to later where because in the promo, obviously Fletcher's like, I'm gonna break your neck with that brain buster and I'm gonna be champ, it doesn't matter. But enjoying the fact that he gets the one up on him, and we get the visual of him hitting the brain buster on Paige through the table to the outside off the apron, and it's like, oh shit. The same thing that who did he kill with that? I forget who he killed. That was just recently.
Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam Cole.
Yeah, that was on the apron.
Yeah. But yeah, he's the only one that be using the sheer drop brain buster like that, but I fuck with it. Except for like when Sammy does like the desperate turnbuckle brain buster, which is fire too. So, and Fletcher does that too, that turnbuckle brain buster. So, because he'll do that before a regular brain buster. I'm like, oh yeah, you're dead. But really enjoyed
back and forth.
I enjoyed the visual of that.
Yeah. Anything else? Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Over Top Flight.
Yeah, Don. I wouldn't say surprised. I mean, this is I don't know, like I said, I like the Don Callis family as far as like the kayfabe of it just being, or my thought of it is just them being like the deepest roster of just like across the board. He's got somebody special. So like once again, Hechicero, as I mentioned last week or a few weeks ago, after the Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, he challenged Bandito. Just once again doing amazing stuff, like being the best submission. I forget what they call it. He has a specific style, which is like the submission, kind of like a Zack Sabre Jr.-esque kind of chain wrestling lucha that he does. But I love the fact that he got the win with this with a flying cross arm breaker, kind of like Alberto Del Rio. Like he used to do that flying cross arm breaker, but he did it with a grapple of the leg at the same time for the 1, 2, 3. But him and Josh Alexander has been great. Also being featured in Don Callis family, being muscle from TNA. So that's good in-ring stuff. But yeah, I mean, they said best show of the week, just all the action was great. So
yeah, good go home show.
Yeah, I guess I'll put this in shake was we got a little bit of a backstage segment where MJF is obviously constantly pissed off because on Collision, Mark Briscoe named his stipulation finally and named it to be a tables and thumbtacks match, which is super specific.
Yeah.
But MJF in this minute-long segment, we see him storming into like a door that says Tony Khan. And he's like, I'm not doing this, son of a bitch. I'm not doing this match. And he's like, you son of a bitch, you are. Yes, you are. You violated every rule. You're the worst. And he's like, oh, now you decide to be an adult, like basically. So enjoyed that slightly. Okay. Also another, like, I'm slacking, no champions of the week, but an offhand loose champion of the week, possibly, because it would have been him, and I immediately thought of Adam Pearce on Monday. Because we were like, look at him showing up for work. It's like Tony Khan showed up for work today. So it was going to be that championship, whatever that is. But
okay.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
Well, what match are you excited for most for All Out?
Ooh. I mean, even though it's obvious, I just think, Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page, they're both like fives.
Yeah.
5-star machines right now. Like, locked in. Like a 26-year-old. How old is Page? Like our age, right?
I think so.
He's like 33, 34, something like that. Maybe a little bit older. But, yeah, like I said, you haven't seen a bad match from either of them in a year. So, the fact that they're just both holding titles,
and there is a stipulation that if Kyle Fletcher...
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Interferes
or whatnot, there's he automatically loses his TBS title,
exactly.
or TNT title.
So it takes away that obvious, like, oh yeah, the Don Callis family will like come and fuck him up.
I mean, unless there was a ref bump.
True. I guess, yeah. But if it's got to be Aubrey. It's got to be Aubrey reffing. She's the best. She's like the main number one.
Okay, maybe she's just distracted.
Yeah. So we'll know there'll be a ref bump if it's the other guy, the one that had, I forget, he did the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Sam from Ring of Honor, because he's like number 2 ref in AEW. So if he's doing
she could be distracted.
She can be distracted. She won't be bumped.
And then he just has like some brass knucks or something like that.
Because Aubrey be standing up to people like Earl Hebner. She'd be like, I'm the ref, motherfucker. Like, you want to get on my face. Like, she'd be getting
You're not doing anything to me. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Let's head over to the gallery for the Book of Wrestling. Book of Wrestling. What we got, Moody?
Yeah. 4 moments on 3 dates. I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, one match and 3 moments. There we go. I'll just go ahead and get this moment out of the way. But it was the Lesnar and Angle, September 15th, 2003. Lesnar versus Angle in a 60-minute Iron Man match on SmackDown. And it's like, that really happened.
Yeah.
So
not wasted, but they gave 60 minutes for one match. I'm sure they put in commercials and like had probably like split screen or whatever. If they did split screen at that time, but
top level graphs. Like, let's be real.
Angle
Brock
versus Brock.
Brock comes from 2-time Minnesota, NCAA champion and shit like that. Like under the tutelage of Shelton, him and Shelton. That's real graphs right there. Against Kurt Angle. That's dope. And it's considered that both of theirs, like, I mean, Angle is obviously one of the best wrestlers of all time. But like, it's amazing looking at his resume of like how many, this is this guy's best match. And it's with Kurt Angle a lot of the time. And this is definitely in there for Brock for sure. Especially young Brock.
That's like first year, second year Brock.
Yeah, that's like second year Brock right there. Already champion Brock. So because he was champion in like 6 months, right? In like 8 months? From when he debuted,
he won it at the first time I think he won it was against The Rock at SummerSlam. So I think he just won it.
And that's one of the, I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the best F5s ever. Like when he gets him up like quick, on the fireman's carry, The Rock comes off and like tries to like, Irish whip him, but he does like the twisting arm and he like twists him back into the F5 again and pops. Like, that's one of the best ever. Like, that's at least a top 3 F5 for sure in Brock's career. But
that's
anyway,
where you got to get that's where you got good dance partners.
Yeah, for sure. Right? Yeah, and then the immediate like
especially The Rock can make it look like really good with like how athletic that he kind of comes off of everything.
Yeah, super clean. So yeah, that was the one match that we'll like give a lot of attention to. But there was like highlights posted. I put it in.
Nice. I'll take the following year. We were just talking about Bobby Lashley. But September 20th, 2004, Lashley's in-ring debut.
Yep.
Christy Hemme also announced as the winner of the first Raw Diva Search. But Bobby Lashley makes his televised debut with a win over Simon Dean.
Yep. And that was 2005 he debuted. That was my mistype. Because Christy Hemme was in 2004. But it's the same day. So, yeah. That's why I put the 2005 there. But that was my mistype.
I only see 3 listed on here. I was like,
that's right. I realized, I was like, I did fat finger it over. But I was like, Lashley's the bigger thing. But yeah, Christy Hemme. I remember actually, that's the funny thing. I kept it in here because I was like, I remember actually caring about the Raw Diva Search.
Yeah.
Like at that point in time, I'm like, I wonder who's actually going to win this. And then lastly, the oldest thing, this is even before we were born, titled in September 17th, 1981, Ric Flair's first of many. Ric Flair defeating Dusty Rhodes in Kansas City, Missouri to win his first NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And as we know, he's 16 times.
Is like recorded by somebody because it's WGHP TV 8 High Point, North Carolina. That is the local TV channel. Like when we were talking about like do people know Ric Flair, it's like yeah, like people that grew up on Ric Flair, they know Ric Flair is not a WWE guy.
Yeah.
Like that is down south wrestling, wherever you know, like WCW.
If you were,
NWA,
if you were watching it, you saw him come to your territory, you cared, and that's dope because it is clear the highlights, I believe, and because it's only 4 minutes long, but yeah, I was just happy to even see this up here. So.
Is it like the old '80s NBA basketball highlights?
Oh
where,
yeah,
like,
it's old,
and it moves so fast that you kind of get like the streams.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, no, I didn't see any of that in there, but yeah, I was just like, damn, his first world championship is in '81. So there you go.
Hey, that's what's up. 16 more times or
15 more times after that. Yeah. And yeah, that's the book of wrestling for this week.
All right, we can head straight to the bodega. Not the bodega, the boutique.
Yep.
I always say the bodega when I really mean the boutique.
That's
SmackDown.
Those B words,
Yeah. Go home show for All Out and not All Out, Wrestlepalooza, and we'll just start off with a Reggie, and that is the constant,
said it immediately,
blatant, excessive promos for ESPN.
Oh my God! Yep.
And how to watch Wrestlepalooza.
Yep.
Today. And they're only talking to really about 20 million subscribers between the ones that are available, because as I talked to you yesterday, I keep up with all this entertainment stuff. There's more people that don't have access to their cable subscriber than they do.
Yeah.
So, and they said they're probably not going to get that all fixed by like probably early 2026. And so, a lot of this, I think, it's an intentional play of them trying to like get people to pay,
of course,
$30 and then forget that they have a subscription and just keep milking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were watching it on Netflix, and we were like, "Is this just like a regular like non-televised?" And I had to bring it up on my YouTube TV, and I was like, "No, this is on TV. Yeah. This is an actual segment." And there was multiple of them with R-Truth.
Yeah.
Just
multiple times it came up.
Blatantly promoting ESPN and how to do it. And it was just like, wow, he's really wasting TV time for this.
Because you were like, nah, this can't be on the show.
Yeah.
Immediate
Reggie.
Late stage capitalism. We got to squeeze it out.
I get it. You want people to be aware of it, but like, Jesus. That was so excessive.
Yep. We got to get these monies. We got to get these coins.
Well, let's get to the actual wrestling of it, and shout out to Melo. Probably having the best week. Yeah. 2 primos. He had a match for the U.S. title, for the U.S. Open title challenge, whatever Sammy calls it. Great match, as you can imagine. Close calls, but at the end of the day, this is all just for Sammy to just at least once a week get that resilience. Resilience diamond level badge always kind of ignited.
Yeah.
At least once a week you'll see that turn on. And it'll always come out with Sammy coming in the clutch to win the title, to retain the title. But great match nonetheless.
Yeah, because they gave this time, and like you said, I mean, Melo, that's another guy that's like, I said, like, dream match for me is him and Ospreay.
Yeah.
It's thick as fuck. That'd be amazing. But like, yeah, he's flying all over the place. Like, and Sammy was, like you said, I mean, it's all about dance partners and stuff for her. But for him to be the base, and I mean, Sammy is, no slouch either. He still doing his like springboard, counters, as you're running at him and stuff like that too. But, there was some great chemistry wrestling building up into like signature moves and stuff that just made everything way more impactful. Like, Carmelo going for like the first 48, the code breaker, and like Sammy immediately catching it and countering it, and then for him to like build up and then hit it again, or actually hit it and then go for a pin, hitting nothing but net, his finisher, all this stuff happening, and like Sammy
winning with a Blue Thunder
with
bomb,
a Blue Thunder bomb.
Like, apparently the first time he's ever done that.
That's immediately what I said. I was like, yo, I haven't seen that at least since NXT. Like, for real. Like, we're gonna have to run the tape back, his whole main roster run.
Yeah.
Because that's just part of his signature repertoire. But it's like, do you see Cena pin people off of the 5-knuckle shuffle?
No,
you don't see that. But it's like, his back and head are already red in the 2K video game. Like, he's already dead at this point. You could, but you just won't. So, anyway.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Melo.
Great chemistry. Great, in 1 week. For sure. He's in his bag this year, for sure. guy killing
it. Things that we did agree upon in our mids.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar F5ing Corey Graves. And it's funny because I missed it when it happened the first time. Yeah. And you said Corey, and I'm like, okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought you said Cody.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's what's up. And then I was like, oh, why is Michael Cole out here looking disheveled and like lost for words? And where's Corey Graves? And it was like, oh yeah, it was Corey Graves that took an F5. Two of them to be that, as Brock Lesnar was calling out John Cena.
Immediately,
what does that mean for Corey Graves?
Well, immediately before we get there, just the regular kayfabe of it. Yo, Brock don't watch tape at all, clearly, and it's like, bro, he already had his last episode of SmackDown.
Yeah,
and he said he ain't gonna be on SmackDown no more. And you show up bullying people, talking about where's Cena. Nigga, you ain't see last week?
Yeah.
Like, that's my point. Like,
don't ever come to SmackDown at this point.
That's where immediately I was like, this can't be more than like just straight up mid. Yeah. Like mid, not even mid rising. Like, because I get that Corey Graves took a bump, but I'm like, bro, like, you talking about where's Cena at? He on Raw. Like, that's where he at.
He's never gonna be on SmackDown again.
Like, that was dumb as hell. Like, so that's
like a good call.
Yeah, that slight kayfabe of it took me out of it. And I was like, bro, you dumb as hell, Brock. Like, just showing up not paying attention to shit. But yeah, Corey Graves he took it well.
Like first bump in like 10 years.
Yeah. And he said, what does it mean? Hopefully it means, obviously he's healthy, at least to a certain extent.
Yeah, obviously he can take the bump.
Exactly.
Which is a good thing to see, that like he can actually be put in these situations. But it's like, is this something where he like sells it as like, I'm dead and I'm off of TV for a few weeks?
Yeah, maybe he's just like him and
Or is he like
Carmella
coming back and, like I said, maybe interfering?
Didn't Carmella just have a baby?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. No? I don't know.
Okay. Never mind. I was thinking maybe that's just old shit. But I was thinking maybe he's on paternity leave or something. That's just what came to mind. But either way, it could be like anything, that he's off for a while for,
I'm saying maybe he's a former wrestler. He doesn't have to be off if
true.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, he could be. Maybe
that's where I'm leaning. I would 80%. I'm at least 80%.
Maybe he's working with like a neck brace on Monday.
Yeah. That'd be funny. Okay.
But
kind of like what I said about Braun Strowman taking the tsunami on the cards. Like, if anybody could show up, it's like at least he's a former wrestler.
Like I say, if he's like in a former wrestler bag, he's probably back within like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's
2
like
weeks,
being as an announcer where like I'm a former wrestler and I haven't wrestled in 10 years and I shouldn't be taking bumps and I'm trying to sell this neck injury, he's out for like 2 months.
2 months. Yeah. That's what I would say. I'm 80%. Well, sure, we don't know how healthy he is, but like I'd say once again, 80% he's actually commentator dead, like however much that is, and then I'd give it
what is Corey Graves' health bar?
What's his HP?
Yeah, what is his max HP?
I was like, Cole is that like
if it's a commentator that's not supposed to be wrestling,
like it can't be higher than like
50.
No, well, let's keep it simple. A ref has 1 HP. You bump into them, they're dead. So a commentator can take like a push to the ground. They got at least have like 2. But if you're talking about taking like an actual move, I think they got like 2-3 HP. I would give Corey like no more than like 10, like 5 to 10
out of 100.
Well, I'm just keeping it on a regular scale. Like I'm just giving this a number, an arbitrary number. It's not on 100 scale. I'm just thinking about like regular, like a bump you could take.
I'm just saying, what's his max HP? Like out of 100, if you had to say.
Okay, in that sense, sure, I give him like 40.
And if he was in a former wrestler that can take a bump, would you like put that like at 80?
No, he's out of the ring too long. He's like he's like a practice squad guy. I give him like a 68 because it's his first match in 10 years. Okay. But yeah, that would be my logic. But either way, good to see him taking a bump for whatever reason.
See how
it's interesting.
I'm curious to see if it plays into any kind of storyline or it's just like
he's just taking time off.
I'm just the announcer that just took a bump trying to save my friend.
Yeah.
And you guys know my neck history issue that the significance of me taking this kind of bump.
Yeah.
Other thing that we did agree upon as well was the Vision bullying Fraxium.
Yeah.
They had a great match, as you can imagine, between, whenever Fraxium's in the ring, they can pretty much dance with whoever.
Yeah.
But I really like the ending where it looked like, Bronson Reed went up to go hit a tsunami on Nathan Frazier. No, it wasn't Nathan Frazier. It was Axiom. Because Nathan Frazier went up to try to do a Spanish fly.
No, that's Axiom's move is the Spanish fly.
Okay, maybe I flipped that. Yeah. And then he pushed Nathan Frazier off.
Perfect timing into a spear.
Or Axiom off into a spear into Braun Breaker, and then he had tsunami. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the ending of that.
And then just continuing, as I said before, like they're really in their Judgment Day kind of. I mean, granted, Judgment Day stayed on Raw for the majority of the time, but Judgment Day's been around for years at this point. This is like literally just a few months, but them showing up and whooping ass. That's why I said they bullied, Fraxium, because it's like, bro, they didn't have a chance, even though we love Fraxium and their former, NXT champions and all this type of stuff. It's like these is the big boys, and they fucking killing Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins on their own accord and stuff like that. So it's like, nah, you ain't got no chance up here. You knew that was gonna happen. The other mid I had was the Nia. Well, starts off as a Nia promo until Tiffany comes to interrupt her, and finally ends with Jade coming down for her wanting a piece of Nia for interfering, and we end up getting an announcement that it's going to be a 3-way. Like you said, not for Wrestlepalooza, but for next week.
For next week on SmackDown for the Women's
Championship.
Yeah. That should be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tiffany retains it or if Jade.
Yeah. That would be interesting. I think, I mean, it's interesting that it's on SmackDown, so no points for it, but I'd like to see Jade win if we were predicting it. So
we'll see next week.
Yeah. And then your shakes.
Yeah. First shake, Drew Cody contract signing. Typical contract signing. But I did like some of the comments that Drew made about Cody being like the corporate champion and this, that, and the third. Again, you talk about sprinkles of long-term storyline of Cody eventually turning heel. I think that's a way where you can kind of turn him heel, where it's like he always thinks that he's the face, he's always doing the right thing, but really he's the bad guy.
He's brainwashed by the corporate machine and doesn't even realize it.
And so, if that's the case, maybe I'm just making my own storyline, but I feel like that could just be a nugget that you might see in a promo.
I just
like months later, where it's like, people have been telling you, you're not the good guy that you put in your mind to be.
I just thought of like how cool is it, because you're just thinking about how Cena is Super Cena and has like the most Make-A-Wishes ever. You just like literally parallel that with Cody, but in character, because I mean kids would still want to do that.
Yeah.
And you just have that be part of like the the kayfabe of it, where all of the kids are like, this guy sucks. Like he's like trying to do a Make-A-Wish, but it's like he's just coming off creepy, or just like he sucks as a champion.
You're gonna get some "Let's go, Cody." Cody sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Other thing, are the Street Profits finally splitting? Question mark.
I mean, the Wyatt Six definitely want us to believe that. For sure.
I mean, Dawkins and. I mean, even when B5 was there, she was like, I don't know.
There's tension. There's clearly tension.
Y'all need to get this thing together and get back y'all tag team titles. Dawkins was about to talk to him, and then Montez was like, yo, like, we all good. We always going to be good. And just kind of like, I'm about to go talk to Nick Aldis and go get our tag team titles back and whatnot. And then they just kind of did their dap up. But then, Bo Dallas comes through. Taunting him and whatnot. Seems like there might be something in the air. I hope not. I hope like they kind of are teasing it, but then eventually like, no, the bond is too strong. But they understand that they both have singles aspirations.
Man, Dawkins should turn on Montez, yo. Dawkins should turn on Montez.
Nah.
That'd be fire.
I think that's gonna happen, but I hope
that'd be fire. I hope so.
But just keeping an eye on it and see what happens.
That's it from the boutique, right?
That is it. We can move over to our predictions. Finally, let's start with AEW All Out.
Yeah,
starts in an hour.
Good time we're making. Good time.
The mysterious land of Toronto, Canada.
Is it mysterious?
Getting a Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, okay.
Yes. In the mysterious land of Toronto, Canada, Scott Pilgrim dated a high school.
Yeah, gross. All right. First match we got is Cope and Christian versus FTR.
I'm gonna go Cope and Christian.
Me too.
I feel like isn't this their first match together?
This is their first match together, and it's hometown. Granted, this is like the only reason that it would give me cause for pause is like the whole like we know AEW isn't exactly WWE, but you know the WWE rules like you gotta lose in your hometown,
and that's why I'm like this ain't
like,
WWE. They're gonna get the hometown.
Exactly, they should. And like you said, it's their first match.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna keep this going, but it's like we don't know how long these guys are gonna go together for sure. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'll just keep it simple. CNC is gonna get the here.
Hurt Syndicate versus Command, which is Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona.
Oh, is that what their name is? Command.
Apparently, that's what it was in the Wikipedia.
Interesting. I don't know why it's called Command. I want to say Hurt Syndicate, but like Ricochet, I mean, this is good long-term storytelling for Ricochet and Command just being a thorn in their side and just like kind of similar, like we're saying, like whenever they come across each other, there should just always be tension because he's always like, you treated me like shit when I got here, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think could be kind of tough. I could say Hurt Syndicate. I want to lean just Hurt Syndicate straight up. I think it'll be funny to watch Ricochet squirm. But how serious are we going to take Command if they lose here? You know what I'm saying? But
I kind of want to go with Command.
I kind of want to as well.
But I find it always hard for, like, even at a non-kayfabe level to see the Hurt Syndicate taking an L on a pop-up show. Just for
I think Hurt Syndicate already typed it.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hurt Syndicate because I think Hurt Syndicate at least has to get their look back for that call for Ricochet and the Command.
Yeah, causing them to lose the championship. Titles, so. That's kind of as simply as I got it. But I'm like,
so like again,
that would be a hell of a
Bobby
statement
got
if they
the win on Wednesday,
exactly.
where I'm like, maybe that might lean to Command, but I'm gonna go Hurt Syndicate. Yeah. Big Bill, Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston, my guy.
Eddie Kingston.
The Mad King is back.
He's not losing a welcome back match.
Finally, he's back. Jesus Christ. It's been over a year, clearly.
Coffin match. Darby Allin. Jon Moxley.
Man, I really want to pick Darby. I really want to pick Darby. Seriously. I just can't, like, but there's no way that the Death Riders don't interfere.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I guess you got Jet Speed and the other guy. I'm gonna pick Darby. Fuck it. I mean, he went to, you know, Mount Everest and back. He almost died, you know, and he's been building up this whole time of like kidnapping one by one and torturing the Death
and
Riders.
That's why I feel like I gotta go with Moxley because I'm like, you keep getting up on this dude. You've gone up on each of these dudes like pretty much every week.
This is like his. This is his story. Like
this is his first match back, story. But I'm going Moxley.
That's fine. I think Moxley is. I mean, he's the first 4-time AEW champion. Like, I'm gonna go with a little bit of faith right there. I guess. I mean, I know that's a tough call, but I'm like, because if anything, he shouldn't beat him like probably the first time, and also like with this being like. I mean,
again, you have first match for Cope and Christian, first match for Eddie Kingston, first match for Darby Allin.
Darby winning right there.
And I'm like, one of these first match niggas gotta lose.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm going. That's why I say I'm going Moxley. And again, Darby's been getting.
He's been one up the entire time.
On most of them for pretty much since the feud has started.
You're right about that. I'm gonna go Moxley. Damn it. That's fine. But because. We already know Moxley is the most vicious.
Yeah.
Like out of if anybody can go into the blood and gut stuff like to the maximum extent, it's Moxley. So And also, I was going to bring up that, yes, the coffin match is literally like Darby's signature match, just like, Buried Alive was Undertaker's. But you know what happens in those matches? They lose. Like, Undertaker loses the Buried Alive match, like, basically every time. And Darby Allin loses the coffin match every time. So that was also in the back of my mind. But, yeah, Moxley is a 4-time champion. You're right. Am I typing this in right? Okay, yeah. We got tables and thumbtacks match, Mark Briscoe and MJF. I think MJF has to kill Mark Briscoe.
I'm going Briscoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think MJF is good because he has a contract. You don't need this match.
And yeah. He definitely does it.
Mark Briscoe finally getting his lick out.
Yeah.
Lick back for all the shit that MJF has been talking about, especially when he brings up his brother.
His brother, yeah.
So I'm going Mark Briscoe.
Man, MJF is a bastard though. That's
why like
he is. He will. It'll be something as simple as like a low blow at the end, and Mark Briscoe's gonna hit like the J Driller or something. He'll like low blow him and like Diamond Ring or some shit. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I would love for Briscoe to win. Briscoe is definitely. I agree with you. He's one of the few face guys that we got on AEW. The AEW TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Riho. Mercedes for sure. Yeah.
AEW Women's Champion, World Champion, 4-way. Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Thekla.
I'm going Toni Storm. I just don't think you. I mean, it's a way to like reset Toni. You're also protecting her. Because she doesn't have to be involved in the decision here, but I'm like, bro, if we went past a Mercedes 1-on-1 and an Athena 1-on-1 and she lost in a fucking 4-way, immediate like Reggie of the year contender for sure.
I'm going Toni as well. She's like on an Obafemi level, Roman Reigns level, where it's like, show me someone who could believe me. I could believe that it could dethrone this person from the top. And I don't see a legit competitor right now. So no offense to any of the women. It's just more of just built up storylines and just me believing. I'm like, nah.
I agree with you 1,000%. That's exactly the situation. Like I said, if she loses in this, furious. Like you already had Mercedes and Athena to drop it to. If we skipped over both of them, that'd be nuts.
AEW Unified Championship. Okada, Takeshita, Mascara, Dorada.
Mascara Dorada had a great match, but I'm still gonna. And I left Takeshita. I'm still gonna go Okada. Okada's not winning or losing in a 3-way.
Same. I think again, just what I said about Toni Storm. Okada is that, but I do think they're also going to try to build up to a Don Callis family kind of internal rivalry between Takeshita and
Okada.
Yeah. Because they did have a little bit of a stare down after the Dorada match. And I just think that Dorada probably takes the pin, which allows Takeshita his chance to get a one-on-one match with Okada at the next pop-up show that they might have. So you get a little bit of tension between Don Callis family members. Right? They're both Don Callis family, right?
Yeah, they're both Don Callis.
Not like
you didn't make that up.
Speaking.
Yeah, no.
4-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Rodito, the Young Bucks, Jet Speed, Don Callis family of Petrosero and Josh Alexander. Part of me wants to pick the Young Bucks.
That's exactly what I was going to say too, but it's only because I'm like, when we put it on them so quickly, I mean, with Rodito, they've only had it for what?
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, pay-per-view cycle, so that's 6 weeks.
No, they've had it. They wanted an all-out, then they had Forbidden Door. All in, yeah. They had it. They wanted an all-in. They had Forbidden Door, so this would be.
Yeah, they'd be back on top with this. How do you feel about Jet Speed?
I like Jet Speed a lot. I thought they were serious contenders to take it off of
Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, I really like that rivalry too. They were built out really well.
But I think at this point, like, out of all the challengers, I mean, I would say they're probably in my power rankings. It's Rodito retaining. It's basically how it's listed in this order.
Literally. Yeah.
is Brodito retaining Young Bucks, Jet Speed, and
yeah.
Dalton Castle.
I do like the chemistry of Hechicero and Josh Alexander. They've really been getting over, but I feel safe in saying that it's too soon. And I'm gonna have Brodito. I mean, granted, once again, this is a very safe card I'm putting up here. The worst thing. What's the worst thing I have happening? Mark Briscoe getting killed.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing.
That's the split right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Brodito just because I feel like
I think they're too over to take him off of him right now.
I think
it's too hot. Like, let's milk it at least a little bit more. That's all. Like,
I think the Young Bucks take the biggest spot of the match. Maybe they fall off the tall ass ladder like WWE does, and they fall through like 4 tables or something like that. But I got Brodito retaining, and I also got Adam Page.
Oh, of course, yeah,
retaining as well.
Hangman.
So through that whole card, 10 matches, we have one difference, and that is MJF and Mark Briscoe. I got Briscoe, you got MJF, so that will be the one to keep the eye on. But obviously, I think this is going to be a fun match, a fun card.
So my thought, I'm cemented now, but I'm like, let's say like Darby did win this match. Mm-hmm. Like, what happened to like the rest of the Death Riders? Are they all still like kidnapped and shit? Like, that's why they wouldn't be able to interfere. It's like Gabe Kidd got kidnapped
because the ops aren't on this card.
Yeah. Okay, you got the ops to run interference too.
Yeah.
Okay. I know
maybe Daniel Bryan, even though Darby Allin told Daniel Bryan to stay out of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
There are ways for him to win it.
I was just wondering what it would look like if Darby was to win, because obviously I was like right there with it. So
maybe he's like David Blaine, and like you think you see him get put into the body bag, but somehow he does some like magic trick that ends up outside of the body bag. Like, how did you do that?
Oh yeah, like we haven't seen in a bit the lights out spot, because they would do it a whole lot whenever people are interfering, and it's like y'all OD with the lights out.
Yeah.
But now, if you're doing like you said the magic, it's like he just actually unzips it and like gets out. That'd be funny as shit though.
If you see a Sting return.
Hey, no, that'd be sick. Yeah, and then immediately like see somebody looks like a ghost, and then it's like Sting sits up like the Undertaker, like out of the body bag. Scorpion Deathlock. Oh my god!
Let's get over to Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah,
5 matches. We'll start with, and I don't know if this is the match order, but this is how it was listed in the wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Vacant Women's World Title, Women's World Championship.
Man, how many? I wonder. I mean, Vacant is the all-time winningest champion, so it's just like I wonder what woman Vacant championship record looks like. That's all.
Yeah, probably not much.
Yeah, I was just wondering what it looks like.
I mean, the only one that you could probably say was vacant was Becky Lynch, but she gave that to Asuka for winning.
Oh yeah, that's not vacant. That's not
really vacant. Yeah, she just kind of transitioned it to
vacant when what's her name threw it in the trash. From WCW, she threw it in the trash and it became vacant. Oh,
the women's tag team titles.
Yeah, and that was another halfway book of wrestling that actually did happen this week. Jacqueline won her first WWE Women's Championship this week.
Yeah,
I couldn't find the match though. Okay, but yeah, that did happen this week.
Io Sky, 70 back here for the title. Does Io get her third?
That's what I was thinking.
Or does Stephanie get her first?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, yeah, they've been building this whole like Asuka and Io thing. This is where I was saying I wanted to bite my tongue and hold off until like the predictions part, because truly coming into this, I'm like Stephanie. I want to pick Stephanie, even though it's her first time, because I agree that Asuka interference spot, whatever, she'll be jealous or some shit, whatever. However, I'm like, man, Damage Control is a heel group. You know what I'm saying? Like, Io is over as fuck, and so is Stephanie Vaquer. Like face-wise. So if we're gonna carry this to really build up Stephanie, like climbing this mountain, yeah, you could have her fucking go against Damage Control. She ain't got no backup right now. Stephanie Vaquer.
Io don't want to be with Asuka and Kairi. That's why they're not even Damage Control. That's the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if Kairi wants to be with Asuka right now. I think Kairi wants to be a face as well. And so it's really Asuka being heel against Io.
This is where I would say that's a swerve. It's just part of the setup because Io's turning heel so she can win the championship, and then we just got Damage Control.
Maybe,
but that was literally just my the reason I was holding my tongue, and I was like, oh yeah, because it's like so obvious they've been building up this Asuka and Io thing that it's like, what if it's not just simple as that? You know, like she's just rolling with it because Io's never done anything for us to not trust her. She's always been a face this entire time.
Yeah.
Except for when they were drafted to Raw, because they were drafted to Raw as heels still, and then like after 2 weeks they were like, "Oh yeah, we're faces." It's like y'all didn't even acknowledge shit, like. But they've been faces since then. But assuming this would be straight up 1-on-1, I think this would be a hell of a spot for Stephanie.
I'm gonna go Stephanie.
I'm going Stephanie too.
I'm gonna go Stephanie. I think there's probably gonna be some shenanigans. I think Asuka does probably cost Io the match, but I also believe Stephanie is 1-0 on Io. Or I think I think they ended in DQ, but Stephanie was like, or like some.
Oh yeah, that was a match on Raw. Yeah,
Stephanie was like, DQ. "Yo, if that match actually finished, I would have had you." And so I think there could be a storyline where, like, you know how Rhea can't beat Io. Maybe Io can't beat Stephanie, and you basically have this kind of triangle of like people having struggles
of supremacy, a triangle of
supremacy that Stephanie at this point ends up getting the title, but in order for Rhea to get the title match, she needs to first be able to get over the hurdle of beating Io, and then you finally get Stephanie versus Rhea at some point.
Yeah, because then you would have just had that triangle of Io beats Rhea. We find out Rhea can beat Stephanie, and then Stephanie can't beat
Rhea.
Yeah, she can. Well, yeah, I said it the other way
around.
Yeah. Either way.
How I'm fantasy booking.
Yeah, for sure.
Either way, I think Stephanie wins and becomes women's champion for the first time. The first EMF free match.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Oh, dorks. The Usos versus the Vision.
I like the brothers coming back together, and the Vision are just bullying the shit out of people. I really want to say the Usos, but how much? All right, we keep on. I keep using 2K as like, prop. You were talking about HP and shit. How much does their like overall go up? The chemistry, because it's obviously maximum chemistry, these two coming back together. So how much do they empower each other? I guess, like, how much of a boost do they get on their stats is my question. Like a +3 on each side, +4 or something like that to their overall.
I look at it as like Madden as an X factor.
Oh, they got X factors.
I think like it turns on when they're in like unison, like they're both
X factor chemistry
kind of turns on, and they just kind of like really hits. So the thing is, the Vision,
they've been bullying everybody.
But the last time they lost, at least that we I can think of right now, was at SummerSlam or wherever it was, or Clash in Paris, wherever it was, where Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed fought Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso won. Do they just have bad luck against the Bloodline? Are they going to go 0-2 in this form of it with Jey Uso with Jimmy? Is Jimmy just as good as Roman Reigns?
I'm going to go with the Vision. I'm just pulling the trigger right
now. I'm going to go Usos. I'm going to go Usos because I think that's just...
I mean, this is what we've been building up to. They've been, like, bullying everybody. So it's like, that's why I asked, like, how much does their overall go up?
I don't trust Jey. I don't think he's going to do anything to his brother and during the match, but I could see after the match him just kind of, you could see a little bit of tension between them. Or maybe Jey starts doing some heelish shit and wants to get like a chair, and Jimmy's like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, that's not who we are." But I'm gonna go with the Usos.
Yeah. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the couples feud.
CM Punk and AJ Lee.
Yeah, same here. CM Punk.
Though I wouldn't be surprised if AJ and CM Punk lost, just for the fact that I think it could be like doing one for the business type of thing, where it's like, I love this business that I'm here to come back. In my first match, I don't need to have to win. I can get the loss.
Yeah.
But I think this is eventually going to get AJ versus Becky Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
For sure. Like I said, we're going with the continuation. This isn't just like a one-off.
Yeah, because again, I definitely do think we're going to have Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. And you could definitely have that for the Intercontinental Championship. So, yeah, I get AJ Lee getting her first win back in 10 years and basically putting her contendership to face Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title. Especially, again, Monday night, the last thing you saw was her taking a manhandle slam. So
she taps out Becky with the Black Widow.
Yeah. Maybe passes her out while Seth tries to. Like,
I definitely
tries to get her. Like CM Punk just like holds him back from getting into the ring, and she can't. Yeah, she's not going to tap out. She just passes out, and they call it knockout.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, because it's definitely the women that are finishing the match for sure. Since Seth is holding the title, ain't no way.
Yeah,
CM Punk's getting a GTS pin off on Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre.
I think this is obvious, but just for fun, what percentage do you give Drew?
20.
I was gonna put like 25.
I was gonna say 25, but I think my not issue, but the reason I don't believe is I just don't think we've had enough build. I feel like with characters of this sort that have the belt, you can't just go with a month of storyline and expect me to believe that they're going to knock off the champ.
Yeah.
You got to have at least like 3 months. And 3 months is even like, I don't even know if that's enough. Like maybe closer to 6. Like it's got to be some kind of like blood feud that you eventually kind of knock this person off. Because Cody, again, he's pretty much always going to be booked to be at WrestleMania. With the title, if he's not like chasing it, but I don't see anybody that could really take Cody out right now. It's not outside of maybe like Roman Reigns and maybe Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins got a belt. Yeah, CM Punk, but he's not on the same show. But so right now, the contenders on SmackDown is Randy Orton.
Damian Priest hasn't established himself.
I don't believe Damian Priest could do it. Drew, like Roman, Randy, and Drew are the only real true contenders off the top of my head that I can think of.
The Miz, former champion.
There's not really true contenders. Maybe you get Obafemi come up.
Yeah,
but not really many true contenders. And even Obafemi, I don't even know if he could do it on the first try, but he could definitely make it close.
Yeah.
Finally, Brock versus Cena.
My thought is, do you need to put Brock over again?
No.
That's why I was like, I don't believe Brock is getting put over again because we are like they've literally given us packages 2 weeks in a row about like ever since Brock came back in F5 Tim, they've been showing us vignettes every episode. Yeah. If not Cena talking about, am I scared? Yeah. All that type of shit. Like we already know the history here. So like, I've been saying that it's gonna be at least whichever way it goes, I truly believe it's going to be like a fourth wall breaking kayfabe thing where, it's just going to be a dap up at the end. Whether we do that or not is something, or an acknowledgement of like respect, between the two. Like something similar to what Brock did with Cody at the SummerSlam match.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to go Cena, obviously. I think this match, with the lack of build that it has, I think this match is purely to get the sports fan.
Yeah, just like
the casual sports fan that hasn't tuned into WWE, but is familiar with Brock Lesnar, to be like, oh, I know Brock Lesnar, and this is John Cena's last, final hurrah. This is the last time you're going to see Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Yeah, I'm going to watch this on ESPN debut stuff. I think this is just like a debut match that hooks the casual person that might be interested in UFC. Oh, I want to watch Brock Lesnar.
They vaguely remember Brock Lesnar from like 9 years ago. Yeah. He was heavyweight champion.
But they don't know the lore between John Cena and
that's why you got to give it
and Brock
ESPN
Lesnar.
package.
And it doesn't matter because it's all about John Cena's last match, final hurrah versus this former UFC fighter that you know, and not Brock Lesnar, Suplex City Brock Lesnar, and all of the stuff that him and John Cena.
That's an interesting perspective that you just brought up, like the difference between like out of kayfabe like fighter Brock Lesnar versus like Suplex City kayfabe Brock Lesnar, and also separate from just regular person Brock Lesnar. So yeah, I also agree. I put it in there, Cena. So there will be a winner in this too because I got the Vision versus
2 cards. We only have 2 differences in opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like, I mean, how dominant is the Vision gonna be, basically? Because it's like, where are they headed to? I mean, they're not tag team champions, or they're not like a legit tag team, so they're just bully enforcers.
Yeah, I'd say they're a legit tag team if they wanted to.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. They are a legit tag team because they're in a faction. They are the 2 that team up together. So yes, they are a tag team. But like, as far as like, when I think about tag team division slotted for the championships, that's not where I think this is going.
Yeah.
So that's where I already know I'm like the underdog in this sense, just because it's like not necessarily that the Usos need to go after titles, but they're already legends. They're already the most, tied for the most or like whatever.
It's just them handling business.
Yeah, this is just them like getting back to basics for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the Vision win is just a matter of like, oh shit, this is how dangerous these guys are. But then again, you already took out Roman, so it does feel kind of redundant. But
All
whatever.
right. Anything else?
Nah.
Let me get to my champions.
The last thought I had was once again, something negative has to happen.
Yeah, it's a little too positive of a show.
But then again, the same thing happened when I actually did win. What was it last? I forget. Was
All In?
No, not All In. It was the short
Forbidden Door.
No, there was the short WWE one, Clash in Paris.
Okay,
because I was like, it's just predictable.
Yeah,
and I was like, because I think this is like you said, it's ESPN the first one. I could believe that this is definitely just predictable, like the Usos winning versus like the Vision.
Yeah.
Just giving us
all the very and all that.
Hell yeah, are you kidding me? The engagement of that, but
I got
champions.
I got 2 champions of the week. One of them I haven't written down yet, but the first one, and I think, like I said, you already probably mentioned this as a book of wrestling. I'm gonna play a tab to kind of go through the history of it, but I guess I finally saw the match in full when I was scrolling through Reddit. But the Simpsons, stop it, he's already dead. Title to Kenny Omega versus a 9-year-old girl wrestling student, Haruka. And great match. Finally thought
great match. Amazing match.
He throws her into the turnbuckle. He's like, yo.
Fucking giving her punches and shit. She's like holding her head. Like,
and then the Enziguri at the end. I was like, God damn. He killed her. Then he was about to do the suplex to her, but the time limit ran out.
He had her up for the one-winged angel too.
Yeah.
Like he was about to kill her. Yeah.
But great match. It said on the Reddit comment that Kenny Omega is like, somebody wrote in Reddit, it's like Kenny Omega is the guy who was going to be a big wrestling company, to wrestle for the top company in Japan called New Japan Pro Wrestling, blah, blah, blah. I believe the backstory was that she was the youngest one at camp and had nobody to partner, so he stepped in last minute.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kenny. Great match. It was fun. And she did extremely well.
Yeah. No, she was amazing in that match.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man. Once again, it's like invisible, like it's performance art, literally.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta believe the kayfabe of it. If you believe this 9-year-old can impact Kenny Omega, that was great.
Yeah. Fun match. My other one that I didn't write in here, but it was when we were watching SmackDown. It was during the Street Profits segment with Bo Dallas. I call this the Austin Powers Judo Chop Award to Eric Rowan's Judo Chop to Angelo Dawkins. Primarily Angelo Dawkins, but he also did it to Montez Ford. But when he did it to Angelo Dawkins, the way Dawkins fell from Eric Rowan's hit looked like an Austin Powers Judo Chop.
Immediately knockout.
I get there's probably not a lot of space. You're not trying to hurt yourself or what.
They were in a hallway.
Yeah, it looked a little narrow, but it just looked hilarious the way he fell. That I was like, that looked like Austin Powers Judo Chop. That Dawkins just the way he took that hit from Eric Rowan, but hilarious nonetheless. But again, curious to see what happens with the Street Profits. Hopefully they don't break up and the bond is strong, but they know that they got singles aspirations that they both want to reach for and that they're supportive of one another.
Yeah.
So that is it for me.
I guess my loose other. I had one loose champion I mentioned earlier, and then the other one that I guess will be loose. I should write down now is this will be my this is the Truckee from Pootie Tang. Man, it's hot out here. It's like 95 degrees, man. You know, I had the sweater on. I had to take that thing off. It's hot as a motherfucker. Hey, you know it's hot out here too now, right? Nigga, I hate you. Championship to you.
Yes.
For just echoing me from the Book of Wrestling. That's all. But
like I said, I gotta create
that shit is funny. It's a great match though.
The filter for the Book of Wrestling, so I can go back and look at if there's anything that I was like, oh yeah, I feel like this is familiar, but just was scrolling through it and it was like BMA. It was like on the BMA subreddit where I was like, oh okay. I watched it. I was looking. I was like, that looked like a Kenny Omega.
It is.
You know, it is.
Right before he went to New Japan. Yep.
Take us out, Moody.
Man, this is the Wrestling Rehab Podcast. Thank you for checking in with us. I'd like to thank you already because you're going to do all the social engagement things, which is like, comment, and subscribing on this video, following us on our socials, and hey, shoot thoughts to us. You know, we got email for you, thewrestlingrehab@gmail.com, or, you know, either one of our social media. We got a DM and everything. That shit works. So catch us next time on the Wrestling Rehab next Saturday.
Episode 64. All the recaps and who won these 2 points. Hopefully I do so I can make my record look a little better.
I thought you wanted me to take me out, but take us out, but it's all right.
Hey, I'm just
go ahead, get the last words in.
Just leave final thoughts.